Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here I am with another review for you guys today. And today we're going to be looking at the Lepin Cafe Corner. Yep, that's right. This is it is a replica of the very first original Lego modular building, the Cafe Corner. And was a very fun, unique, entertaining build. And I'm super glad to add this set to my collection. So let's get down into it. Let's go ahead and start here with the instruction manual. Lepin instruction manual. Again, pretty par for the course for what you would expect out of a Lepin set. You're gonna have to really watch the color differences. That can be a little bit of a challenge. But for the most part, it's pretty, par for the course, what you expect out of like Lego instructions. With the only difference being, besides the coloring that I found, is that Lepin, cut some corners with the instructions a little bit, as far as like the build goes. Like there was a couple of times like they asked me to assemble like 50 or 60 of something, which Lego does not do anymore. They used to do more of that, back in the day, but nowadays they keep the instructions very simple and will sometimes go, to 2 books. Like, this, I don't know for certain, but if this was a Lego set, it would probably have 2 instruction manuals where they cram it all into one, which, some people might hate that or some people might love that. To be honest with you, I don't mind the more advanced instructions. I would rather, for something that's very repetitive in the build, I'm all right with, knocking all of it out right now, as opposed to doing 2 right now and 2 later and, stretching it out like Lego does. So I'm all right, with that. Let's take a look at these minifigures here. Again, they're nothing super special. Here's a, little dude, with a broom. Came with 3 minifigures, and then just a lady with white shirt and red pants. Nothing super special. And then here's this lady with the blue shirt and white pants. I will say though, this hair piece here, I've gotten it in a couple of Lepin sets, and it's not the best hair piece that you can find. It's probably one of the worst ones. Not a big fan of that hair. And then here is the build itself, and it is a very, very well done duplication of the original, in my opinion. Let me get started with the 2 problems that I encountered building this set. And problem number 1, it was this design here. They use these ski type pieces. At least that's what I had a viewer call them, and putting that all on there proved to be probably the most challenging aspect of this build. As you can see, I got it on there, but I don't know how sturdy it is. I mean, it feels fairly sturdy, but I didn't get everything spaced quite as much as I would have liked to. I just had to kind of get it on there and then like walk away, because I was probably building that one part for a good 5 minutes or something, maybe 10, which, doesn't seem like that long of a thing, but, it really is, just to do one little, thing like that. And then another problem that I ran into was up here, there's supposed to be gray parrots around each one of these, as like a statue type thing for like in the tower area of the set. And these jumper studs that came in my set, they were kind of garbage for that parrots. I don't know if it was the jumper studs themselves, or if maybe it was a problem with the parrot, but they literally come flying off. Like they would not stay on. The birds wanted to fly, I guess. So I just removed them, and we'll just not have them up there, which is not a big deal to me at all. But I just, I wanted to address that, which I find it a little bit ironic as I'm looking at here. It has these little, frogs up here, which were, kind of doing the same kind of thing that the parrots were up there. but they're all sitting fine on their jumper studs. So I don't know if it's the gray jumper studs or it is the parrots, but something's going on that doesn't work just quite right. So that was a problem there. As far as like any missing pieces go, there were a couple of minor missing pieces. But having said that, it might have been substitutions, because I got a lot of extra pieces with this set. More extra pieces came in this set than any other Lepin set to date. Like, I actually had some leftover, like, 1x6 bricks. And when I'm done, I'm like, where did I miss a step? How do I have an extra 1x6 brick? But no, it just did. So so even though I was missing a couple like little round studs at times, again, it might have been giving me some kind of color substitutions, because Lepin does that. They give you enough pieces typically to build the set, but you might have to kind of do some freelancing at a couple of points, which can be very difficult depending on the build of the set. Like, if you have to look for two pieces in your whole collection of bricks, because again, these sets do not come in number bags like a Lego set does, so you have to do a lot more searching. Some people actually go and sort the pieces before they build them. My wife and I, we do not. We dump the pieces into a large bin, and we just search for what we need. So to make a long story short, if you need the last two pieces of something and you're early in the build, it will be a challenge to find them, which was not a problem on this set, but it was in a future one that's coming up shortly. I'm actually going to try something a little different this time. Typically when I go through these modulars, and when other folks do too, they tend to start from the top and work their way down, which is kind of backwards in my opinion on how you would be if you saw this in real life. You probably start at the bottom and work your way up. But as you can see, there is absolutely nothing on the inside of this building, and that's because this was the very first Lego modular to be made, and they just didn't put attention to detail on the inside of this one. So, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It kind of gives it, a blank canvas type feel, which I don't hate. Some people really don't like that, but I'm alright with it. But again, there's not really much to show you guys here today as far as that goes. And here is the next floor. Again, absolutely nothing on the inside of the set. And the bottom floor is supposed to represent the cafe portion of Cafe Corner, where the top two floors are supposed to represent the hotel portion. We have some interesting ideas that we're going to do with it, in our city. But here is the second floor, the top floor. Again, empty space. This one's kind of a dull, review because of the bareness of the inside. But having said that, it was a very, entertaining build. At least I felt so. I thoroughly enjoyed building a Cafe Corner. A lot more than I expected to. And as you can see, I have it all, put back together as it's supposed to be. It comes apart and back together very easy. I'll do a 360 tour of it real quick. The rear of this build is very plain Jane. You're not really going to get anything on the rear of this building that is, exciting or entertaining. But here it is nonetheless. And this door is where you go up to actually access the hotel rooms. And this isn't really attached to anything. It's just kind of a freestanding thing, which I'm not a big fan of, but whatever. And before I forget, the base plate, I built this on the Lego base plate, as I do with all of my modular buildings. just because I believe the Lego base plate to be superior. But I actually started building this set on the Lepin base plate because it actually came with a thin green base plate, which you don't always get thin base plates with Lepin. Sometimes you get the thicker ones, as I went over in some of my other videos. But this one came with the thin one, so I originally was going to just go ahead and use the Lepin one, you know, and save my Lego one for something else. But it started to pull up. It was bending up, you know. The base plate was not holding down these tiles properly, so it was doing, you know, this kinds of things, you know, bending up, and I did not like the look of it. So, you know, after a few, you know, steps into the building process, I just decided to start over and put it on the Lego base plate, and you can see it's sitting much flatter. So, you know, as I've always said, I highly recommend you just go ahead and build it on the Lego base plate, not Lepin. But there she is. It's I was reluctant about this set, to be honest with you guys, not because I didn't want it. No, it was always one that I wanted. The only Lego modular building that I really have no interest in is Market Street. But so I always planned on getting this set, even though I wasn't like super excited about it from the get-go. And the build of this one really surprised me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed building this one more than a lot of the newer modulars that I have and built. I like this one better than the Grand Emporium. I like this one better than the Palace Cinema. I like this one, you know, better than the Pet Shop, to be honest with you guys. It was, even though it's nothing on the inside, nothing. Building the exterior of it was a lot of fun. These canopies, I enjoyed those a lot. The hotel sign, I love building those kind of things. I really enjoy it. So let me wrap this up with my rating of the Lepin Cafe Corner. Again, as I've said in my other, you know, reviews of Lego modulars or Lepin modulars, I have yet to find a Lego modular that I would give an absolute 10 to. Right now, I tend to feel they're all solid 9s, which is great, and I will stick with that. I would say that the Lego Cafe Corner would be a 9 if I had that one in front of me. So as far as the Lepin goes and my experience with this set, and you know, purchasing it through AliExpress, you know, the whole shebang, I'll give this one a solid 8. I really will. It was an enjoyable build. You know, the experience, everything was pleasurable. I had no problems. So there we go. I'll give the Lepin an 8. So that is my review for the Lepin Cafe Corner. Thanks everybody for watching, and continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll be seeing you guys again soon. Take care, everybody.